Alright, welcome to another update video. This month I will do two of these because I have so many games that I've bought and other stuff. So yeah, I'll do an early November one, which is obviously this one, and then I'll do another one at the end of the month. I've been buying a lot of games recently for no particular reason. I just felt like doing so. So that's that, you know. So let's get into it. I have here like PS4, PS4, PS3, everything. Let's start off with the PS5. I got this one. This is a brand new release, if I remember correctly. If not brand new, then at least quite recent. Class of Heroes 1 and 2, complete edition. So these are PlayStation 3 era dungeon crawler JRPGs. Never played the original ones. If you know the story of the PS3 physicals, it's quite interesting because these games, or this game, Clash of Heroes 2 in particular, was pretty much the first limited physical release of anything, right? The publisher, if I remember correctly, well, probably is Gaijin Works the publisher? I can't remember. But Gaijin Works, they released by themselves a physical copy of Clash of Heroes 2 on a PS3, and that was sort of the inspiration for many of the other companies that would come later, limited run games and so on. So there's a little bit of history to that series. Should be pretty good. Don't know much about the series, but a lot of people like it, so I'll check it out at some point. I also got Chris Tales during a sale for close to nothing. The cover art is absolutely fantastic. One of the commenters suggested that I should do a video on like great video game cover art. I will definitely do that in the future. Sounds like something that I would enjoy. So I'll do that at some point, probably next month. And this is definitely a cover art to behold. I'm so great looking, and the art style as well. So I don't know much about this game. It is some kind of a JRPG, has a really cool art style, and that's that. And then thirdly, I got Octopath Traveler 2. I got this used for a good deal. I haven't played the first one. I'm kind of hoping that there will be a physical for the first one on a PS5 as well, so I can play that and then this one, but, well, who knows when that will happen, right? Then some PS4 stuff. These are not in any particular order. Let's start with this one. American Fugitive, which is basically a old school GTA inspired sandbox game where you can just commit crime and you do missions and everything like that. Should be alright. Got some pretty good reviews. Already becoming a cult classic. Not a lot of people talking about that one. Then I got a game that I've been looking for a long time to get, which is Fist, forged in Shadow Torch, and this is the limited edition that has a steelbook, which has fantastic artwork on it. The steelbook is incredible. Like this is a type of steelbook that I like getting. There's a digital soundtrack. So there wasn't anything else in there. The disc and just the soundtrack download code, which is probably used because I got this used. So also some art cards. Yeah, this game has got quite a few fans, and it's supposedly very, very, very good. Like a 2D action platformer sort of thing. And yeah, I don't know much about it. I don't watch trailers usually, or any gameplay video or anything. If there's a game that it seems like something I would be interested in, I just don't look into it at all. I just get it at some point and then play it. So I don't know much about these games that I haven't played. Right. Next up, Firewall 0 Hour PlayStation VR game. Now this is mainly a multiplayer first-person shooter, but in VR. But this also has a single-player mode where you can play against bots. So that's why I got it. I'm not going to play this online. I'll play this against bots sometimes and see what it's like to play an FPS game in VR. I've never done that, so except for the demo for the bank robbery game, which is part of the starter disc for the PlayStation VR, the PSVR Worlds. That one I've played, but yeah. Next up, I got this at the used bookstore, Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition. Another classic series that I've never played. So old school PC RPGs. I had a friend in high school who was obsessed with Neverwinter Nights, so I've seen some of the gameplay. I watched him play it, but never tried it myself. Next up, Shadow of War Definitive Edition. Now, for the American viewers, it's important to note that this is the European version, which is not the same as the American. So the European one comes with 2 discs. What is this booklet? Oh, it's just boring texts. Yeah, the European one comes with 2 discs and everything is on disc, as far as I know, all the DLC and so on. The American one has only 1 disc and a download code. So if you're looking for a disc-only release of Shadow of War, you have to get the European one. Very unfortunate, but that's how it is. It's easy to spot. You can see on the spine, it says 2 disc. And then obviously the PEGI age rating. Right. Then for the PS4, I got this one, Worms WMD All Stars, which has this crazy slipcover. It doesn't have anything other extra in it. There's nothing else. I don't think it's supposed to have. There is a download code for skins, but that's it. Yeah, this is a Worms game. I never liked this one. I've played this on a PC. Not a huge fan of it. I just got it for the collection, and I wanted to get this version especially because of the slipcover before it gets impossible to get it for a good price. So I paid almost nothing for this. It was used at a game store, a local game store. I've never seen it for such a cheap price before, so I'm kind of wondering why they sold it for so cheap. But well, it's their loss, not mine. Yeah, Worms WMD. It's not the greatest Worms games. One of the greatest Worms games out there. It's nowhere near as good as Armageddon or even Revolution. And there are 2 main reasons why I really didn't enjoy this one. One is that the movement is completely nerfed. So the ninja rope and all the other cool stuff that you could use to move around, jetpacks, they've been nerfed so much. It's very difficult to move in the game. And the customization options, at least when I started playing this, were very minimal in terms of the gameplay, like what weapons are allowed to use and how they work. And you couldn't fix the ninja rope with the customization settings, so that was one of the big problems. Also, the levels are really big, and I just don't like having to just zoom out and zoom in constantly, even to see where you are on a map. It's ridiculous. And there weren't small maps in the game at launch at all. There were just these large, massive, big maps, and I just didn't like it. So yeah, I'll probably check that out at some point and see if there are some patches and if it is different now than it used to be, but wasn't a huge fan of it. Right. Next up, I got this big box for Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. gold edition. It's very light. I mean, it looks massive, but it's like you can hold it with just a couple of fingers. Yeah, I got this for a good price as well. There has been some like, this has been on a shelf in like a supermarket or something, that there has been this band around it to prevent theft, right? So it does have some marks on it, like all the different sides of the box have these small marks, which sucks, but they are so small that it doesn't really matter to me at all. But yeah, this is supposedly a very good Tomb Raider game. It's a top-down, well, not a top-down, but isometric adventure game that's designed for multiplayer. So very interesting. I'll put it on top like that. It looks so stupid. I won't. Let's put it like this. Here to the side. Right. Well, yeah, I got that for a good price as well, so I just had to pull the trigger. Then some quick fires for PS3 and PS2. For the PS3, I have one game here, CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, Fatal Conspiracy. Now, this game is probably not the greatest, but this has one of the positives going for this is that it's made by Telltale Games. So this is a game by Telltale before they made Walking Dead Season 1 and Wolf Among Us and all the good stuff. And you can definitely see it in this game, that it's a Telltale game. The characters look like Telltale Games characters, so they're clearly using the same engine that they used for a really long time, or at least some version of it. You can see it in the facial animations of the characters. They look like Telltale Games characters, right? And then for the PS2, I got Burnout Dominator, Finnish back cover. I'm pretty sure this is the last. Let's put it like this. I'm pretty sure that's the last Burnout game I'm missing for the PS2. Maybe there's one more, but I think I have all of them now. Great racing game series. And then I reacquired one of the games that I've sold years and years and years ago. There are a couple that I'm still missing that I've sold. The most important one, well, it's not important because the game sucks, but I used to have for the PS3 the game Blitz the League 2, and that is becoming expensive now, and I'm annoyed. I'm stressed out because the game is absolutely horrible, and I don't want to pay a shit ton of money for it to get it back into the collection. So yeah, but this one for the PS2, True Crime New York City. I used to have it. I've played this like 15 years ago maybe, and yeah, it's not the greatest open world action game, but it's something. It has. I'm pretty sure this is the one that has Snoop Dogg as a playable character as well. So when you finish the game, you can start a new game and you can play as Snoop Dogg, which is just dumb but also kind of amusing, right? Then for the PSP, a rare PSP purchase, I got Ape Academy, one of the Ape Escape spin-offs. Now this one, I only after buying it realized that the manual has damage to it. So I'm already thinking about upgrading this, getting a new copy of it, because I'm annoyed by the damage to the case, right? Let's put these like this, maybe. Then I filmed those PS1 collection videos, and I got in the mood of buying PS1 games. So I have 6 PS1 games here. Let's start off with a banger. I got Bubsy 3D, and an infamous PS1 game, supposedly one of the worst ones. These are all complete in box, by the way. I didn't open all the cases and show all the insides, but they are all complete in box. PS2 stuff, for example, all have manuals. PS4 stuff, I mean, those games don't have manuals, but whatever they're supposed to have inside, it is there. Right. Then I got oh yeah, so about Bubsy 3D, I've never played it. I don't I don't really have much interest in playing it, but I guess I'll have to suffer through it at some point. It's often thought of as one, not only as one of the worst PS1 games, but one of the worst video games ever made. So I guess I'll have to play through it at some point, just for the experience. Then I got NBA Jam Extreme. This is now the only copy of NBA Jam that I own, because I've never owned any version of the game. I've played some of it, right? The back cover is crazy. It has 6 different languages. So there's English, there is, what is that language? There's German, then there is French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Dutch. Yeah, NBA Jam, classic game series. I'll probably check that out. I don't know if that PS1 version is any good, but I got it anyway. Then I have here a licensed kind of a horror game, I guess. Very cheap to get. Rosell Conspiracies. I don't know anything about this series. This was an animated TV series way back in the day. But yeah, it's a third person kind of shooter with some horror elements. I did watch a small gameplay clip of it, and it kind of looks similar to the Blade game, where it's very fast paced, like almost hack and slashy gameplay at times, and then it slows down and it has this horror stuff in it. Right. Then I got Ridge Racer Type 4. Does have a small crack there on the cover, but it's just a surface scratch. And yeah, Ridge Racer, I've never played any of the games. I've listened to the soundtracks a lot, and this one has also a demo disc for some other game, Ridge Racer High Spec. I don't know what this is, but it also has this demo disc and a big manual. I've always appreciated Ridge Racer for the music. It has this club electronic soundtrack that's very good. The disc art is absolutely horrendous. I hate these. One of the reasons why PS1 horror games are so effective is because these character models look like they look so creepy and unhuman, right? And then I got 2 shoot 'em ups here for the PS1, R-Types and R-Type Delta. This one I think is in better condition. Yeah, this is in great condition. So shoot 'em up titles by IREM. I've played R-Type Final on a PS2 and didn't really enjoy it that much. I should try it again because I never finished it. But these PS1 games, this one, I think this one is this is a 3D one, right? Yeah, this is a 3D shoot 'em up. And then this has the first 2 games, and these are just classic 2D ones. So these are the ones that I'm kind of excited to try, because I've never played these originals. And well, the manual unfortunately does have some damage to it. It is a little bit like it has some water damage or something to it, but no pages sticking to one another, and you can easily flip through it and so on. Great disc art as well. So yeah, I wish the manual was in better condition, but that's one of the reasons why I got this for a really good price. So yeah, that's all the game stuff. I also have some Blu-ray boxes here that I will quickly show to those who are interested. I've been going through the Arrow Blu-ray collection, and I have here 3 box sets by Arrow that I will show quickly. So if you're not interested in Blu-rays, thanks for watching for the video game stuff, and I'll see you next time. I would suggest sticking around because these box sets are pretty nice, but yeah, I'll quickly show these in just a couple of minutes time, right? So I got from the Shocktober sales from Arrow, I got Savage Guns for classic westerns. This is the 3rd box set, I think, of these westerns. And yeah, I don't have the first two, unfortunately, but this one does have, like, the reason why I got this is because it was on sale and it was quite cheap, and I'll probably never get it for cheaper. But I got this because it has the Lucio Fulci movie, The Four of the Apocalypse, in it. So Lucio Fulci, the infamous zombie movie director, he has also done westerns and all kinds of other movies. So that is the one I'm looking forward to checking out the most. And then I got this big box set. Again, this was for a reduced price. Inside the Mind of Coffin Joe. These are Brazilian horror movies. Just a ton of them in this box set. Just a massive box. The most notorious ones are probably at just the first one, At Midnight I'll Take Your Soul. And then some other ones that I've heard by name. The Night I'll Possess Your Corpse, and so on. I've never seen any of these, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, that's Coffin Joe. Let's put it on top of the PS1 games and hope that nothing breaks. And then I also got this one, which I already opened. This is a brand new box set by Arrow, J-Horror Rising. This has a bunch of late 90s and early 2000s Japanese horror movies. And yeah, I opened this immediately when I got it, and I watched the last one, which is Noroi, The Curse. What an insane movie. Just insanity. Just a ridiculous movie. It's one third. It's a found footage movie that is like half comedy, like satire, and half the most like disturbing shit you've ever seen. So yeah, a high recommendation for Noroi the Curse. Is it fantastic? Not really. It's almost 2 hours long. It's way too long. But the ending, let's say 20 minutes, the payoff is fantastic. It's really good, the ending of it. Also the style, like, they mimic this Japanese television, like, variety show style in some of the segments, and that's kind of amusing if you know that style and you know those shows. It's pretty funny, right? It also has Carved, The Slit-Mouthed Woman, and Persona. These cover arts are great. I haven't seen any of these, by the way. Also has Inugami and St. John's Wort. And then it has Isola, Multiple Personality Girl, and Shikoku. So I'll be going through this box set in the coming weeks and, trying to see what this J-horror stuff is all about. I've seen the most famous stuff, Ring and Ju-on and so on, but many of these movies are a bit lesser known, maybe. So yeah, and that's that. That is the early November pickups and collection update. I'll do another one at the end of the month. So thanks for watching, and bye.